Hello. Good morning. It's me. Low-key wicked reference. Hi, Brendan. Good morning. Hi, Jiwei. Good morning. How are we all doing today? Man, it feels. I gotta tell you, it feels weird being. it feels weird being back in the normal world. I I went off on a medieval adventure for 3 days. I'm not gonna lie, it took a while for me to readjust to normal, as normal can be. But I'm glad to be back. Um, well, so we're gonna play Animal Crossing today. Oh yeah, it's a holiday. Happy holidays to those who. It's a holiday. Why why is it a holiday? Oh, that is a holiday, huh? It's Canadian holiday. Noted. Happy Canadian holiday. I don't know how much of Canada recognizes it, or like how much of whatever. I think it's just a Canadian holiday. Yeah, we're gonna play Animal Crossing today. Mostly because I wanted something chill and relaxing to play. Because I know for a fact that 90% of this stream is going to be me talking about the LARP that I went to. Because for those of you who didn't know exactly what I was leaving for, I went on my first LARP over the weekend, and that is live action roleplay. For those of you who don't know what LARP is, um, and it was the best thing ever. I had so much fun. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. I I did not. Oh man, it like I we got to the end of it and I was like, man, I wish there was like at least a few more days of this. I want to I want to keep playing. It was so much fun. I like no technology or way of knowing like the time it was. I I just had to live off like the old good old classic the sun's in the sky so it must be daytime thing. And that was really cool and fun. And it like it made the days feel so much longer, but at the same time, like when you're having that much fun, you want the days to feel longer. You're not constantly checking your clock. You're not worried about like, oh, I gotta go do this at such and such a clock. You just you're just there, and when things happen, and you go do them, and it was so much fun. I still am a little bit sick. I probably made it worse while I was at the LARP. A few other people were also sick, and it was cold. Uh, we had some cold nights, but it wasn't too bad. It was still like manageable cold. There's an emperor butterfly. I need to catch it. Let me got him. All right. But anyways, I think we should get the game on screen and start doing some stuff. I've already been doing stuff. I've already been running around collecting fossils, so I think might have most of like the daily routine stuff done. already. But get doing some stuff. Get going through the day. And then I can like fully start talking in depth about what happened. Tell you the tale of the events at the event. Because man, I like every single time I like tell someone new, I remember something new. It keeps being like, oh yeah, I did a lot more than I thought I did. I did a lot of walking though. But anyways, let me get the game. Hooray! Woo! Go. I low-key kind of debated just keeping the music. It's giving me my vibes. Game is not in sync. Very hang on. I thought I fixed that. Better. Alright. So, yeah, I already went around and started collecting fossils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have all of them. There might be one other. I should have all the fossils on hand already. Just to make things a little easier. Take a sip out of my hot chocolate. No pour over coffee, but it'll do. Alright. Where to begin? Where to begin? What else should I transpire? What should I speak of? I mean, logically, we start from the beginning and work our way to the end. Obviously, if if there ends up being people from the event who are watching, they'll know exactly what's up. Which, hey, that would be super cool if someone from the LARP ended up somehow finding my Twitch streams. That'd be so cool. Because I didn't talk about that at all. I like barely talked about, like, the only thing regular world that I talked about was my name. That's it. I think that's the only thing that I talked about, that and the fact that I've been wanting to do a LARP for like 5 years. There's a stick bug, and I'm just seeing if I have one yet. Here. Debating on whether or not I need to catch that guy. I think this is Roswell's house. Alright. So. Where do I start? Where do I start? Hello? Where do I start? I'll start with, like, I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed with so much information. So, when I got there, man, the location was absolutely beautiful. First of all, so it's like out in like good old country space. So like, there's no, like, don't really have any cars driving by. Like, it's nice, big forest area. So pretty. They had lovely little clearing for like a town space, where like the main NPC area was behind like a house, like a, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess a cabin. I'll go with cabin, that works. And then they had a lovely little fireplace. They had a area that's that's dedicated to be a portal, and it's supposed to be your respawn location. And the fireplace was really nice. And then when everyone started showing up, everyone would set up their tents around this sort of like center area, which was really cool. So once everyone started having like tents set up, it started looking really nice because everyone had like kind of like in like period time looking tents, and they looked really good. And then they had 2 cabins for people to stay in. I stayed in the cabin, one of the cabins for this event. It was a really nice cabin. It was very small, but it was really nice to have a little cabin to just sleep in. Next time I go though, I definitely think I'm gonna bring a tent and tent for the night. Yeah, I think tenting would be so cool. As nice as the cabin was, I think tenting would be so awesome. I'm definitely gonna look into getting a tent for next year. I can't go, so their last game for this year, which is actually the finale for their current story arc, is next month in October. And sadly I won't be able to go because I don't have any vacation time to book it off. But oh man, it was so much fun. Which means I'm gonna miss the big finale, but I also am kind of glad I'm missing the big finale because it sounds like it's gonna be a stressful one. They're in for quite the time. So, I'll give you the gist of the story, or like what I gathered from the story. So, some time ago, I think in game they say it was like 9 months ago, I was talking with a few characters, in-game characters, players, and most of them said about 9 months. They did discover that time moves differently in the area they're in. The area being the underworld. I feel like I should start. Man, I'm so like. Take out, put away, and then pick up. So, everyone got transported. I don't know how. I don't know if anyone knows how. Got transported to the underworld. And have been stuck down there for a long time now. And they've been searching for a way to get back to the surface. And the underworld is very, very bad. There are a lot of scary things. They informed me as a new player, the underworld is very difficult for new players and experienced players alike. You will probably die at least once or twice. That's okay. That's just how it goes in the underworld. And I only died once. So, granted, I tried to kind of stick out of danger for most of it. Just to not get, you know. Mostly was just like kind of trying to get my bearings and was a little overwhelmed. Just a little overwhelmed. by I think halfway through the second day, I was like fully in it and was like, okay, I could just play my role. I feel comfortable and confident enough to just exist in this world. And boy, did I exist. So we're trapped in the underworld, and we've been searching for a way to get out. The time for everyone to show up and start setting up was at 5 p.m., which it said 5 p.m. I wasn't sure if that was when game starts or if that was when everyone's to show up. I know now. And then game start is whenever it gets dark, which ended up being like 8 p.m. that night. But it got like pitch black dark, lit by like a few dim candle lights and torch lights around the camp and the fireplace, or the campfire. Those were like the only real light sources. But they started game, and almost immediately after game start, a group of blood cultists came running down the path out of the forest. Which, yeah, there's the main camp, and then there's a big forest around it, and there's a path going into the forest, and that's where like most game stuff happens, is in that forest area. And it's a really nice path. However, this was my first event, and I did not explore the path before game start. So, blood cultists came into the camp and started fighting everyone. So I got to experience what it's like to be in the heart of combat right off the bat, and realized how squishy I am as a new player, and how easy it is to get downed. Did I? I don't know. I can't remember. So my character died. There's two times I could think that it was. But I genuinely can't remember, because there was one time where I was down for a long time during the blood cultist fight. And then there was another time where I was down later that day. But it was the first night that I ended up dying for the first time, which is good, because then I got to go to what they call the NPC camp to go through the process and learn what it will look like in the future. Because thankfully, whenever they have, if it's your first time there, basically all of your deaths don't count towards negative effects on your character. But after that, any deaths, you will have a chance to come back. And the more and more you die, your character dies, the harder and harder it will be for your character to come back. But you have to flip a coin every single time. Hi, Libra! You have to flip a coin every single time you die to see if your character remembers the last 10 minutes of your death, of what happened before you died. Unfortunately, my character did not remember, so I think that's part of the reason why I've just completely, like, forgotten when it happened. Because I died, and they're like, okay, so like you've forgotten the last 10 minutes before your death, which is pretty much the whole game, so your character doesn't really know anything. And then they started explaining to me the circle in the middle, like how I mentioned there was like this big circle portal thing in the middle of the camp. They mentioned how the circle, the whole idea is that's where you get reconstructed, which in the overworld on the surface, normally you just be reconstructed and then plopped back down. But for some reason, the one in the underworld doesn't seem to like people very much. So it kind of just like very aggressively kind of shoves people out of it. So I had to go and act out getting thrown out of this circle. And we were told the only time you're able to set in the circle is during that. Because since the circle is represented as respawn, if someone's in the circle, you know they're respawning. So. But yeah, we got attacked by a bunch of blood cultists right off the bat. And then after that combat in the town, we had gotten information that there was groups of blood cultists in the forest who were transporting these pillar pieces, which we could use to create a portal out of the underworld and back to the surface. So we had to rush into the forest to go fight these cultists and acquire these pieces to the portal so that we could make our way out of here. Again, I did not travel the path into the forest before game start. I went in following everyone else, and then I couldn't see a thing afterwards. It is pitch black in that forest. You can't see anything at night. I found someone who had a fairly light colored, like a white shirt on, and I could still kind of see them in the dark. So I picked that person and I just stared at their back the whole walk. I was like, I cannot see anything other than this person's shirt. I'm just gonna go for it. Throughout the path, they also had green lanterns on posts every few feet. That way, if you are in there on your own, you can still kind of see where you're going. Oh, I should have spent my money on this. Go grab money for this. But yeah, I couldn't see anything, which was oh so great. I kind of just went for it. I just followed the crowd, and then we got attacked by dark spirits, which don't take normal weapon damage. You have to have silver coating on your weapons. And guess who didn't have any silver coating on their weapons because they were a new player and didn't know what's going on. So I quickly learned my attacks do nothing on these enemies, which became kind of a regular theme for night combat for me, of, oh, there's dark spirits. Welp, oh well. Looks like I'm gonna go cower somewhere else. Which, when at first, like, I was like, okay, this is kind of a sucky thing. Like, this isn't fun, because I'm just stuck doing nothing, because my hits don't do anything. On the contrary, my friends, it gets better. So, knowing that this is like the last, like, their next game will be the last time they're in the underworld, So next time I go back, we'll be in the overworld, and things will actually be able to be damaged normally, thankfully. But there were other things that I had full ability to do stuff. And NB Megan, thank you so much for the follow. I need to make those better. My follow things are just terrible right now. Please excuse the terrible follower notifications on screen. We're in the process of construction around here, so things are a bit of a mess. Hello. Welcome in. I heard I have full pockets. What am I doing? But yeah, all the dark spirits are also completely dressed in black cloaks, so you can't see anything. There were a handful of times where we're walking and I kind of like took the back of the pack to like constantly check behind us, and we'll be walking and I turn around and you just vaguely see a figure standing right behind everybody, like at a distance, very slightly illuminated by the green light coming from behind it from the post. You're like, there's someone there, there's someone there, there's someone there. But charging in with like a foam sword into a forest in the pitch black to fight off a bunch of people was so cool. There was one point where I did have to walk back through the path on my own to get back to camp, and that was so terrifying, but it was so cool. It's like, I have no idea where I'm going. But the path is almost a straight line, so you could pretty much just walk straight and you'll find your way. They do have a system set up where, like, if you do get lost, just stop moving and just start like kind of rotating on spot and just being like, hey, I'm lost. Can someone come? I'm lost. They're like, don't yell help, don't cry out, like, because like there are still people around. We don't want to think someone's in like super serious danger. Just kind of be like, hey, I'm lost. Just find a circle of mushrooms and speak your full name. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. You say speak your you say that joke. Just, hey, you did it. Good job. We'll get to that. This fossil. Iguanodon skull. Don't need it. I'm pretty sure we have like every single fossil type found. We'll double check it. But I knew we had a Iguanodon. Iguanodon's done though. Sweet. They have managed to acquire the 3 pieces of this portal, and they had to bring it to a location known as the obelisk, which is this big opening at the very end of the path, to construct this portal. So they constructed the portal, and then that was pretty much, I think that was the last thing I remember for that night. For most of the night afterwards, I kind of just stayed at camp, just because it was like, it's dark out there, I don't know where I'm going, I know I can't do anything, so I'm just gonna stay here and just kind of like enjoy my vacation a little bit. That was like one of the things that like one of the game leaders told me. Is like, if you just want to go to like, you just decide at like 2 in the afternoon that you just want to go have a nap, go to bed or something, do that. Like you're paying to be here. Like you can do whatever you want. Enjoy your vacation. If you just don't want to fight monsters and you just want to sit around the campfire, by all means, go ahead. So having them be able to say like, if you want to basically just do nothing and just hang around, go right ahead, because it's your vacation. You can do what you want. It really like took some stress off of me to like, if I don't want to do anything, I don't have to do anything. If I do want to go do stuff, I can go do stuff. It was a nice sort of like relief off my brain. I really can't do a whole lot until Nooks opens. I could just pop this stuff in their deposit thing, but yeah, it was really awesome. I'm just gonna sit here for a bit. Do I have the sit emote? I do! But yeah, for the most of the first night, I didn't do a whole lot just because I really didn't know what was going on, and I was tired from trying to like get my sleep schedule switched around. Animal Crossing is such a chill game. I love it. That's the main reason I chose it for today. I was like, I'm gonna be talking about LARP all day today. I'm gonna pick something that's less stressful and more laid back, so that I can yap. Did ads end? They did. Okay. So yeah, I ended up not staying up too much later. I think I went to bed probably around 10 o'clock. And then I woke up the next morning, did some stuff, like brush teeth and whatnot. Got ready for the day. That's what I was looking for. Woke up the next morning, got ready for the day. Got the update of what all happened, which I guess there was still stuff going on at like 2 o'clock in the morning that morning. There was someone, like, there was an NPC walking around being all creepy like, which was really cool. Sounds really cool. Next time I go, I'm definitely going to try and stay up for like stuff later in the night, because a lot of stuff went down late at night that I was just asleep for. But I got such good sleep. I made sure to bring like a travel mattress with me, so the cabin was so comfy. I slept like a rock every night. Because again, stuff went down outside and I did not know about it till the morning. But yeah, I woke up and I was actually able to see people's faces, so I was actually able to start putting names to faces and whatnot. And I met a few newer players. I met a halfling who had his camp set up like right outside across from the cabins. And he brought out this double pour over coffee setup. And he's just sitting there setting everything up, and he looks up at me. He's like, "You want a coffee?" I'm like, "Sure." "Do you have a cup?" I was like, "Yeah, it's right here." So he made me coffee. And then when I was enjoying the coffee, and then he came back over. He's like, "Oh, and here's have a cookie." How unpolite of me for me to make you coffee and not give you a cookie. Don't tell me, Mom. It was so good. And like every now and then while we were out adventuring, I would just be kind of looking around, checking the perimeters, and I'd look over to the halfling and he would have some sort of snacks in his hand. He was like, "You want one?" He was so great. He was such a kind soul. So fun to hang out with and interact with. But in the morning, they gathered up. They put together a new adventurers party. So everyone who, it was only like their first, second, or third time there, they gathered everyone together, formed a adventuring party, and we all went to take on one of the bounties on the board. We went bounty hunting all together in the forest. So it was my first time getting to see the forest in the daylight. It is a gorgeous forest. It is so pretty. The path is so nice. Even walking it through the day, it's like, yeah, there's zero possibility of getting lost out in this forest, which is awesome. Basically, if you get lost, just as long as you're back on the trail, you can find your way, no problem. Like, the clearing above the pathway is so nice that, like, even in the night, in pitch black, you can know that as long as you're on the trail, you can look straight up and you can see a perfect clearing of trees that follows the trail. And that, knowing that helped so much. Because a lot of the times throughout the event, I'd be walking on the trail, I'd be like, I don't know if I'm like still well on the trail. I just look up and be able to see the perfect clearing, and it just helped so much. But we formed... How many of us were there? Because we got paid 5... We got paid 5 iron for our mission. And I believe 2 people were like, oh, give my coin to someone else. And ended up covering everyone else. So yeah, I think that we had a group of 7 people. Which was pretty good for forming a party of only new adventurers. So that was really cool. So much time left before the store opens. I'm like, I could just sit here, but like at the same time, it's like, oh man, I kind of want to do stuff. But yeah, we ended up having a party of 7 going off to find this bounty. So we located the bounty and very quickly made a flank around him. We're just like chatting and talking, like, so what's up? Who are you? What have you been up to? Sort of stuff. While like we just slowly kind of start circling the guy. So we ended up collecting our first bounty, which was really cool. That's a huge box. I should get the model made for Emperor Butterfly. And then they also formed a mentorship system as well. So I think there was only 2 of us who were like completely newbies, where it was their very first time. So each of us got paired up with 2 experienced adventurers. And I got paired up with 2 magic users, who were really sweet and very kind. Especially one in particular, Lady Ophelia. If by happenstance Lady Ophelia watches this, thank you for being so helpful and kind. I appreciate it. But they were really kind and sweet, and very helpful. I didn't really get to like I didn't hang out with them too much. I hung out a lot more with the new adventurers, more than I hung out with my mentors. but it was nice to kind of have two faces, like a couple faces to be like, okay, if I need anything, I know that I can go to these people and they'll be able to help me out with it. So after our bounty, we had to stick around town for a bit, just until the collector would show up for us to be able to turn in our bounties. And then while I was sticking around town, after our bounty was collected, a elf NPC came out and came up to me and was like, "Ah, you're an elf. Would you like to come with us? We're going to go see the trackers." There will be we'll be needing anyone who has knowledge of the Elven language, and there will also be some puzzle solving needed. If you would like to come along and help us on this journey. So I got roped into an elf quest, and we went to find the trackers, who have been tracking this evil entity. I'm pretty sure it's evil from the sounds of things. They were sent to the underworld like way before we got there, in efforts to track down this one entity, which they've been having trouble tracking because he would teleport all the time. So what they had done was they took a elven marriage ritual, which when elves get married in this world, instead of like exchanging rings or something, they would exchange parts of their soul. So they would take part of their soul and give it to their betrothed, their lover, and that would be kind of like sort of like their souls are becoming one sort of idea, and the bonding of two souls. So they refixed that spell to be only half. So found a way to rework it so that they could take a part of one of their souls and attach it to this evil entity, so that when it teleports away, this piece of the soul will constantly want to be pulled back to the original owner of the piece of soul. So we had to acquire a material component, the essence of, I think it was a beast, in order to be able to perform this ritual. So we had to go off and find said beast, which the tracker knew where it was at and was able to track it down. When we got there, we found it was a wolf, and it had been captured by a group of hunters. We tried to talk to the hunters and be like, "Hey, so cool that you got that. We just kind of need like a little bit of essence from that thing, and it could be all yours." And they're like, "I don't think we want you near our catch. Like, this is ours. You can get lost." And then more and more we got talking to the hunters, is like, this creature's in danger. Us being wood elves, this is not okay. We need to get this thing to freedom. Like, taking the essence and leaving is not an option. We need to get this thing to safety. So we fought the hunters and defeated them and saved the ended up being a werewolf, apparently. Ended up being a werewolf. It was originally a halfling and got cursed to be a werewolf. And the only way to break the spell was we had gathered all the letters. They had gathered all the letters to its name, and they had to unscramble the letters to figure out what the name was to undo the curse. I didn't know about this because this is all gathering information from when I got to camp, when they had the werewolf at camp during lunch, and we're trying to like unscramble the name. Because fun fact, and this is where it comes in that I mentioned. We'll talk about this later. After we had fought the hunters and we're kind of just standing around while people were trying to gain the trust of this werewolf creature, a Fey fairy came walking around and was like, hey, I want to play a fun little game. Can you get 5 adventurers together and we can go play a fun game together? So someone ended up gathering up 5 people, myself included, and then we went off with a fairy and we played some Fey games, and it was super cool and fun. Basically someone came up to me and was like, hey, do you want to come play games with the Fae? And me being me was like, are you kidding? Play games with the Fae is like my whole thing. Absolutely, I'm gonna come play with games with the Fae. So yeah, we ended up playing, so he had us draw 5 cards for the group, and each card was a different game that we had to play. So the first game was... You're gonna find yourself missing bone density? Yeah, probably. I've forgotten my name for a bit. My IRL name. I'm sure that has to do with the Fae. Not that I had to go buy a different name for 3 days. The first game was a simple challenge of see who can balance a sword on their hand for the longest. I did not win, although I did really good. I did surprisingly well, all things considered. But yes, our first game was just simply see who can balance a sword on their hand for the longest, and they get a prize. And then I'm trying to think of the actual order of the games. I keep remembering the games, but I don't remember the order of them very well. First game was balancing a sword. The second game, okay. The second game, they brought out a collection of these little wooden discs, and they all had little like rune characters on them that were the alphabet to one of the fictional languages in the world. And we were tasked to simply spell the word magic, which we succeeded. The Fae gave us a pass, so as long as the Fae says that we were fine, then we were fine. But there was only one of us in the group of 5 that actually knew the language, so for the rest of us it was kind of a guessing game. But we ended up spelling magus instead of magic. But the fairy gave us the pass. So her lackey, what's the word I'm looking for? Her helper was like, all right, well, if you say it's okay, then I guess it's fine. That was the second game. Third game. Oh, third game was the one that I excelled in. Yeah? Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah, third game was the one I excelled in. So the third game, each one of us 5 adventurers had to do a one-on-one combat against the fairies, the Fae fairies, apprentice character, person, helper. So whoever fought the apprentice, the helper, they would change their combat style based on who they were fighting. So if someone went up with a sword and shield, he fought with sword and shield. If someone went up with magic, they would fight with magic. So I just had my lovely little short sword. And 5 years of fencing experience that I have not used for 5 years under my belt. That's the only experience I had. So I did my one-on-one fight, and I won just barely. I had 1 hit left in me before I lost. And the fairy looks at me, he's like, "You have very good footwork. Have you perchance done this in another lifetime before?" I just smile. I was like, "Yes, yeah, I have." You're very, very well done. Thank you. So it was cool to get recognized for my my combat abilities. It was much easier to do a one-on-one combat than to have to worry about a whole crowd of enemies. They just have to worry about a single sword. But what else? After that was a simple gambling game. Animal Crossing has come a long way, yes. I've loved getting to see Animal Crossing evolve over the years. Oops, that was a fruit tree. That's fine. Oops. This is the 4th game we played, was a game of chance. So we were able to play a game of chance of our choosing, and we would have to put up things to gamble for the prizes that the Fae had. We ended up going with a game of dice, which was simply having a cup with 2 dice in it and trying to get higher than the other person. Simple game. Which from that we won a scroll. I'm not 100% sure what the scroll was for, but it seemed very important to the experienced player. So I was like, yeah, we'll play, we'll do it. I don't know, I think that was the only thing we really got from that game. And then the final game was sort of a game of wits. So they brought out a goblet filled with liquid, and they said that you had to pick someone to fight the champion. The helper apprentice character. They must fight with the goblet in hand and not spill a drop of liquid while fighting. To which one of our party members goes, "Wait a second. You said we have to fight with the goblet and not spill anything. You did not say anything about whether or not we can drink it." To which the fairy said nothing. The party adventurer then goes to take the goblet, ensures that it is indeed a liquid that is safe for human consumption, as to not accidentally poison themselves IRL, and began to drink the entire potion. And yes, I do say potion. As they drank the potion and were transformed into a red cap, which is a race who are known for having an obsession with blood, I think. That's at least what I gathered from it. Because the next time I saw him, he was fully in his transformed state. Constantly wanting to spar and fight people. Kept his go-to phrase during the whole time is like, blood. You know, blood is kind of like one of the best moisturizers. Okay, pal. Whatever you say. So yeah, he drank the liquid and then handed the cup off to one of our magic fighters, who fought and won the battle and ended up winning a prize, and which I ended up getting to keep because I was the only person in the party who had leather armor. But it was some improved leather armor, made with displacer beast hide. To which I then took that and went to Lady Ophelia. I was like, hey, I just got this from playing games with the Fae. What is it exactly? So she looked over and was like, okay, so this is a displacer beast hide armor. So once a day, on any attack that you may take, any effect that may hit you or anything of the sorts, you can call out evade and completely ignore the effect. Like, all right, cool, that's awesome. So I had a permanent avoid with me. To which then she was like, oh, we should get you a, we should have you do a arcane shield ritual. Like, okay. Because since it was my first time at this event, I pretty much just said yes to everything. If someone was like, hey, you want to go do this, want to do that? I'd be like, sure, let's do it. Anything anyone invited me to, I agreed to do. As long as it was safe. But everyone was super nice, though, so... oh, I totally forgot! It was Healer Appreciation Day, and... lucky me, I decided to make my character a healer. So one of the tanks were walking around, giving out little trinket pouches to all the healers, as like a, hey, thanks for being out there and doing your thing. Here's a little pouch to show my appreciation. And this is 100% absolutely a bribe. Please think of me first, heal me first. It's like, look, I appreciate it, and I also appreciate that you're honest. I appreciate the honesty. Like, full transparency. This is a bribery. Yay, it's 8 o'clock. We go do stuff. Moving out? No, you can't move out yet. Rocket. That being said, I do need to give you a gift. But yeah. I had Displacer Beast armor, and then we were told to, or Lady Ophelia was like, oh, we should have you do an arcane shield ritual. So she went over to another player, was like, hey, you still able to do those rituals? And she's like, yeah, gather up a bunch of people and we'll do one real quick. So we all sat in a circle as she like set up like this little makeshift ritual thing. We got to do like a little ritual, and she like made little potion bottles with like Kool-Aid mix that we had to drink out of, and that was really cool. It's pretty much what you would expect a medieval ritual at a LARP to look like, or a fantasy ritual at a LARP. Just a bunch of people sitting around with silly little trinkets and mixing Kool-Aid into little vials. There ended up being like a little bit on the side of the cup, so my fingers were like dyed red for the rest of that day. The tips of my fingers were like slightly red. So yeah, we did a ritual so that I had another arcane evade shield. I think I had 2 evades from my Displacer Beast armor. Because it was a ×2 improved armor. Which meant my armor that I had on actually got to be narratively like actual armor. Because I had 2 bracers on. I need to find Canberra and give this other fossil to Canberra. Not home. Go talk to Hornsby real quick. So, we... I think... trying to think of when was what and what was when. I don't want any of these colors. Gold. Durian. Interesting. Okay, that was fun. Thanks, Hornsby. Brain got off track. So, games to the Fae. See that? Here's Canberra. I don't remember most of the second day. Canberra, I need you to stand up. Up, 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 up. Thank you. Yeah, most of the stuff that happened on the second day, on Saturday, I didn't really take too much part of, because it didn't really concern my character too much. There was a mission where a bunch of humans, Northmen had to go fight something to get something back, because it was the only way they were able to get back from the underworld. Without it, they would not be able to leave with us. Which, technically I could have gone and helped with it, but when they went to go do it, it was, again, pitch black. And knowing the dark spirits and everything, and knowing I can't really do anything against them, I was like, I'll just stay back at camp. I'm more helpful staying at camp than I am anywhere else. But it was like a huge thing that they had to like do and save prisoners from. At one point they like brought a prisoner over and sat her down. It's like, just keep her safe. Make sure no one finds her. Got to have an encounter with a group called Cloak and Bottle, who are a bunch of misfits, really. I think they're supposed to be like some sort of merchant group, but they're just trouble in the underworld. So I got to fight against Cloak and Bottle, which, since they were normal people, I could actually do damage against. We also had a few times... Was it that day? I think it was. Yeah, it would have had been that day. They had to acquire a special axe to cut down a tree, I think it was. Again, this is like a bunch of different missions that like I kind of got information piece by piece playing through. But they found a special axe and they needed to sharpen it, or like a special like something to imbue the axe with magical abilities. And they brought it back to camp and got the blacksmith, and they're like, all right, blacksmith needs to sharpen this axe. The entire time the blacksmith is sharpening the axe, it will awaken the fauna, the flora, the plants, not flora and fauna, because there were wolves there as well, and they will do anything it takes to stop us from sharpening the axe until it is complete. So we ended up staying in camp and having to protect the blacksmith during the ritual, during the sharpening. So I fought plants, and that was fun. Just any time I got to fight something, it was pretty fun. Although I did enjoy just in general being there, because the environment was so well put together that you're just in it. Like I had so many moments where I was like, this is my life right now. This is a thing I'm doing. This is insane. Like I felt like it felt so awesome. And I was kind of worried originally, since I'm like I'm very technology heavy with everything I do. I was worried that like at some point that would kind of sort of make me a little stressed out or something, being like, oh, I need to check up on this, I need to check up on that, I need to do this, do that. But the area also had no cell service, so the most I could do was text a few people to let them know that I was at location and I made my drive safely. I could not check anything on the internet, anything that needed data. The signal wasn't good enough for that to work. So even if I wanted to use my phone, there was no option. But I never felt the need to use my phone. And the fact that the fact that I had that moment of like, I don't need technology. Like, I don't, who, like, whatever technology, right? was like kind of refreshing for me, because I spend so much time on technology because I'm a gamer. I play a lot of video games, and then I'm also a Twitch streamer, so I'm constantly on the computer doing stuff for Twitch, or playing games, or talking with friends, or so on and so forth. It was just so nice to just be in a space and not have to worry about what's going on in the outside world. Just whatever's going on around you, that's it. That's all there is. It was genuinely it was genuinely really refreshing. And I'll probably do something along the lines of like having technology-free time in the future. But yeah, it was really relaxing. But yeah, we fought plant monsters, and then I think everything after that was a lot of stuff that I just didn't have preparations for. I know I did do some fighting out in the forest that night. I don't necessarily remember what exactly I did. Was that day? Or was that the day after? It might have been the day after, because my brain can't seem to make sense of it for being that day. I'll say it now anyways, since I can't remember where in the span of time it lies. It also lines up with stuff from the first morning. So in the morning, well, throughout the whole of day 2, since day 1 starts literally like late at night, entirety of day 2, all meals are supplied. So they make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So all meals were supplied to you, and then of course you're free to bring whatever for snacks that you want, as long as you're not breaking game immersion and whatnot. But in the morning, an NPC came out and made us breakfast. And her name was Penelope. She was a gnome, and she was very cheerful and kind character. And then Cloak and Bottle is, again, like I said, they're kind of a problem group. They had put out bounties for a lot of for 4 different people who are all friends of the adventuring party. So the first thing I was told when looking at the adventuring board is like, you see these 4 wanted posters? These are our friends. We do not go after them. It's like, okay. Customize the sandcastle. Oh, I can't. That's so rude. But yeah. Cloak and Bottle kept coming to us about the whole wanted poster situation. And eventually they sent a single person out to our camp. So we all went up to the forest path to meet them. And they're like, oh, message from Cloak and Bottle, and handed over a letter. Which read, we have the gnome. Bring us the 4 from the wanted posters if you ever want to see her again. And then they also had the messenger bring one of her bracelets over to us as proof that they do indeed have the gnome. Which, in the morning, during breakfast, when I got to meet the gnome, she very much gestured and kind of showed off her bracelets to really drive home the idea of the importance that they were going to be, which I didn't realize till that moment. That, oh yeah, you see these bracelets? Remember what they look like. But yeah, it took the venturing party no time at all to say, we're not dealing with this, we're gonna go fight Cloak and Bottle right now. So we all marched off towards Cloak and Bottle to save Penelope, our hang on the wall. What? Let's go. Huh? What is this? We all marched off to Cloak and Bottle, and then we fought Cloak and Bottle, and that's pretty. I'll hold on to it for now. We went and saved Penelope, and then resumed. I'm pretty sure that happened the same day that. There it is. Pretty sure that happened the same day that we did a lot of the other stuff, because it doesn't fit in any of the other days. I just remember it was light out, so we were able to see things. And that's why I agreed to go. Oops. Try that again. But yeah, we did that, and then I think for the evening of the second day, I mostly just spent at the campfire. Because again, late at night, dark spirits, I can't do anything. So just stay where I'm best useful at the camp for any possible needs of doing healing that may be needed. But yeah, I got to spend a lot of time chatting with people, and it was really nice. I feel like the getting to sit around a campfire and talk with other people was probably the one thing that kind of got me immersed the most, because we got to talk about stuff in character. So the more we talked about in-character stuff as our characters, the more my brain kind of got into this swing of like, alright, this is how the character would think. Which, my character was pretty much just me. It was just a fantasy version of me. I've tried to kind of be really easy on myself for like character writing. That way it wouldn't be too difficult to play the character, and I wouldn't have to go too far out of my comfort zone to play the character. I should have recorded myself saying things. I don't know why I didn't. I was going to. I was gonna like go to my car and record myself every single morning. Be like, hey, so this is what happened yesterday. But yeah, the whole like no technology thing kind of like I got so into the idea of not having to worry about technology and not having to mess with it that by like day 2 I was like, or like by halfway through day 2 I was like, I don't think I want to even do that. Because I did go to my car the first, like the morning of day 2 just to get a few things and prep and do a quick like fit check video because my friends wanted that. Everyone was like, we need to show us your fit. I was like, I'll be sure to do that when I can. So I took a quick video and sent that whenever I had the ability to send things again. But the after the of course being able to talk to people also helped me kind of get information that I was missing. So after the portal was set up, we learned that the portal will open at the night of All Hallows. And it will only stay open for a single hour. And we need to get there and get through the portal within an hour. So that's going to be the stressful time that they're going to have right at the beginning of game next month. So that's why I'm like, it sucks that I'm not going to be there for next session, but also I'm kind of glad I'm not there because I don't know how I'll do with that kind of stress. I had a bad time with the first fight on first night. I don't want to know what having to charge the full way into the forest. But I got to be part of like their planning system, because they did plan out what their next moves were going to be for that moment, which was really cool. They had put a lot of thought and strategy into it, and it was just really cool to see that strategy play out. Hi Pascal, I need this one. Actually, no, you can have it. I'll be diving for a while, so I'll probably find a second one. Thanks, Pascal. Bye. And then the next day, that's all I can really remember for that day. We had really good meals though. We had lasagna for lunch, which was delightful. And then we had stew for supper, which was a really cold night. So a hot stew next to a campfire was the best thing ever. I had a nice metal bowl too, so all the heat from the oh, he did the little banging it on his stomach. That was cute. I've never seen him do that before. I had a nice metal bowl that I had for the stew, so the heat kind of seeped into the bowl, and I was able to warm my hands off the bowl and sit next to the campfire in my cloak. It was so nice. It was such a nice morning, or nice night. And then we had charcuterie the next morning, which there were still leftover. There were still leftover breakfast burritos from breakfast the other morning, which were very cold and very rigid because they were barbecued. but they were still just as good the next morning. Oh, I got a pearl. Nice. But the next morning, I mostly stuck around camp for most of the morning. There was a high magic ritual that was being performed, and there was also one on the morning of the second day, which during that one they were like, oh, they'll need adventurers around because if something messes up with the ritual, things will come and attack, and they'll need adventurers to fend those off in case the ritual goes awry. So I heard that there was a high magic ritual. So I was like, okay, I'll stay around camp. That way if anything goes wrong, I'm at least there to make sure everyone's safe. But they were doing a ritual to be able to predict what would be happening the next session. But they succeeded in their ritual. But then also got a prediction of something that was coming very soon. They predicted that there would be a large beast that we have no chance of fighting off. And that if anyone was to encounter it, should run immediately. To which the NPC says, where's the rest of the adventurers? And we all say, in the forest. They just went to the forest. And she said, you need to get them all back now. So myself and Lady Ophelia, along with other adventurers who weren't quite as fast as we were, we kind of went a lot faster. We ran into down that pathway into the forest to meet up with them. So that we were like, hey, you need to get back to camp right now. If you see anything big, run. Do not try and fight it. Just run. We've been told we do not stand a chance against whatever it may be. So if you see something, run. But we made it back to camp safely from that. To which then we... Oh no. From then, we were told... another group came back from the forest. And it was like, okay, so we have a dig site right now. We're gonna dig up a bunch of artifact weapons, which things are gonna get real weird once we dig up those weapons. So we need everyone to come along. And when things, the dig people who are digging are told, once they have one of the weapons, to just run. So we all adventured out, to which there were nightmares about, and boy were they nightmares. There was one that was dressed up as a creepy clown lady. Boy howdy was she creepy. My first experience of her was walking through the forest and seeing her peek her head around one of the trees to look at me with a creepy little smile, and the first thing my brain goes is like, I ain't having that. Nuh-uh. No thank you. Alright, pearl oyster down is all stuff I need to keep. Everything else can be sold. But she ended up being like the least harmful of all the nightmares. There was one that would cast fear on everybody, or fear or berserk? Berserk. Cast minor berserks on people, which berserk is, minor berserk specifically is, if you get hit with it, you must attack at full force, with the first thing you make eye contact with. For 10 seconds. Friend or foe. So it was more of an inconvenience. We quickly found out that any single hit would just make it dissipate and wouldn't bother us. so a handful of us would just kind of keep an eye on him, and when he starts talking again, being like just creepy in general, we just kind of gently give them a tap with our weapon and be like, I dissipate. All right, thank you, buddy. But there were a few that were like actually kind of a problem and would actually attack us. But we made our way to the dig site, and Cloak and Bottle were there. But because of everything going on, we decided to be friends with Cloak and Bottle for the time being, just because it was safer for us to be friends with them than it was to fight them, because otherwise we would have even more trouble on our hands. So our folks dug up a coffin to acquire these weapons, but upon opening said coffin, also unleashed a large beast with many mouths. I think most people didn't even really get to see it, because due to the prediction that we had beforehand, we knew, hey, if there's a large thing that shows up, run immediately. Do not fight it. So we knew once this thing opened, there was going to be a large thing that is going to appear out of nowheres, or out of the coffin. I'm not sure exactly where it was supposed to be appearing from. So everyone, we were all gathered, and we're like, all right, we're gonna open this thing. Once someone gives the signal, we all need to run. Because this is clearly the thing that is the danger. Which it was a danger. If we were told that if it touches us, you will die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You will not lose health. You will not go into unconsciousness. You will die. You'll just be dead. I think there was also you'd be stuck in the underworld forever as well. I don't remember. For some reason I remember being stuck in the underworld forever was a part of the concern. But yeah, we went through the forest to do that, and then came back to camp, to which they, one of the NPCs kind of did the whole spiel of being like, this thing is huge. If there's anyone who can stop it, it's going to be you, adventurers. And then that was the end of game. But it was just so much fun. I already want to go back. I I miss it so much. It was such a blast. I'm sure over the time I will remember certain things. But that is pretty much the clip note version. That's the clip note version, yes. But I had such a blast. It was the best thing ever. I am 100% gonna do the LARP again. It was so much fun. I had a lot of concerns about, like, how I would feel about it. Like, I thought the possibility of, like, the whole magic system would be really weird to me. But it wasn't. I actually did not, like, the magic did not take me out of it. Because, you know, it's a thing of make-believe. Like, you kind of have to, like, use your imagination with it and everything. And with this particular event, the way they do magic is they have made little packets using cloth, and they fill them with seeds. That way, if they get left in the forest, and animals get at them, like tiny animals, like squirrels and stuff, and birds, if they get that at them, it's at least something they can eat and is good for the environment, and not, like, little foam pellets that they're going to, like, eat microplastics and ruin everything. So it's like sort of like a good consciousness thing. But yeah, the little magic pack, the little packets are known as aura. So that way, if you wake up and see aura packets lying around the ground, it is something that in-game you are technically able to see, because magic leaves essence of aura around. So, for example, on day 3, I woke up in the morning, and in the campsite, in the campgrounds, right outside the path, or right before the pathway into the forest, was a giant mess of aura packets. And the first thing I go is, so what happened last night? And someone comes up to me and is like, oh yeah, Cloak and Bottle showed up last night. Oh, I see. Like, yeah, they were being a pain, kind of like low-key harassing us. And eventually they were like, oh yeah, they said that Cloak and Bottle showed up at like 2 in the morning, which is crazy. Like, yeah, Cloak and Bottle showed up at like 2 in the morning. It's like, what? Yeah. They came looking for their wanted poster people, and they weren't taking no for an answer. And then eventually they were like, I guess we'll just check the tents. And then everyone was like, no, you're not gonna do that. And started a fight. So yeah, I woke up to a mess from their Cloak and Bottle fight. But yeah, it's basically just little pouches of seed, like bird seed, in cloth bags. And having those being thrown around while people yelling out their spells didn't take away from it at all. I thought it would, but people were so, like, everyone else around was so into it that I myself never felt pulled out of it. It it was just so nice. I had so much fun. I wanna go back. I miss it. I miss my little adventuring friends. I miss my adventuring party. This way. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything from the LARP that I can think of. I made a lot of really fun friends. They were cool. I don't know any of their real names. I think the only person I know their real name for is... or that I remember their real name is the halfling. Because the halfling was so kind. They were so sweet. They made coffee for me every morning. And they gave me snacks throughout the day. They were just so kind. We were sitting around campfire on night 2. And they gave me a snack. And we were sitting there and I was just eating the snack. And I looked over and I was like, you know, I feel like at this point I'm basically an honorary halfling. Carry Roswell. So then you talk to Nox. Nox is the only person I haven't talked to yet today. Nox even up? No, still asleep. Okay. Yeah, I had a really good time. Definitely gonna go again next year, and I'm definitely probably gonna bring people with me. I'm gonna try and find other people who want to go, because the full drive up there isn't too bad. Because I went up a day early, and stayed at someone's place. Which was exactly half of the drive. So I got to do half of the drive, stay, hang out with people, then go to sleep so that I could flip my sleep schedule because I am nocturnal sleeping for work because I work overnights. So I had to completely flip my sleep schedule. So it was nice to be able to drive and then just kind of get to relax and focus on getting my sleep schedule turned around and not worry too much about if I had to, like, do anything. Like, worry about, like, having to do, like, a full drive. But yeah, I made the full drive back, so I didn't stop at all throughout my whole drive. But yeah, I did the full drive back. I didn't stop anywheres. And it wasn't that bad of a drive. So I'd probably be willing to do the full drive next time. It'll also be a lot better next time because I don't have to worry about buying so many things. Because now that I have stuff for it, that's less stuff that I have to worry about getting. I'll definitely look into getting other things. My boots weren't the best for walking in the forest. I think my boots were my biggest issue. There was a few other things that, like, I kind of needed some stuff and whatnot. A couple things that I just didn't think about bringing that I'll bring next time. But yeah, overall, it was so good. I like it. Just not a single concern. It was so good. Let's talk Label. Why hello, I'm Label, the fashion designer. I'm not sure if you've heard of me. I mean, I only recently decided to become an independent designer, so you might say I'm still in training. But that's why I'm traveling to lots of different places. I want to see and learn about as many styles as I can. In fact, I wonder if maybe you might help me with a little style exercise. It goes like this. I'll call out a specific fashion theme, and then you change into an outfit that matches that theme. You'll have to model it for me, of course, but I'll give you a gift for your trouble. Sure, why not? Wonderful, thank you so much. Let's get to it. I'd like you to show me an everyday outfit. You know, something you'd wear on an ordinary day. By picking out simple yet stylish clothing you can wear for all sorts of occasions. I'll give you some everyday clothing so you have an idea of what I'm what look I'm going for. Perhaps not. You're already carrying so many things. I don't think I could add another. Come talk to me once your pockets aren't quite as stuffed, and I'll give it to you then. I'll be waiting right here. Oh, right. Alright, let's go donate what we need to donate. Forgot. Alright, make donation. We have a bunch of things to donate. Sweets, we have a bunch of reading. Turban shell. Tell me. The turban shell is a sea snail with a rather nifty trick up its sleeve. Shell. You see, this snail carries a hard, round, button-like operculum with it wherever it goes. What is an operculum, you ask? Why, it's a trapdoor of sorts. When danger approaches, the snail slips into its shell and pulls this trapdoor closed over the opening. Thus, it is locked safe and sound inside. And bravo, I say, bravo! When trouble comes knocking, just do what the turban shell does. Shut the door and turn out the lights. And there you have it, fascinating stuff now. Flatworm. Tell me. Marine flatworms are, well, flat and worm-like, as the name suggests. But while this sea creature is said to be quite simple, it does possess some rather remarkable powers. You see, when flatworms are injured, they can grow new body parts with ease. And when a flatworm is cut in half, each side can grow a whole new flatworm of its own. But, most impressive of all, some flatworms can clone themselves without suffering a single cut. If only I, too, could safely divide myself in two. Whew, imagine all the work I could do. Same brothers. Although I feel like a clone myself would be just as unproductive as I am. A sweet shrimp. The sweet shrimp spends the first few years of its life as a male. It then transitions into a female as it ages. Interestingly, it is hardly alone in this type of development cycle. Indeed, a great variety of marine life can change their biological sex as they age. Clownfish, some sea stars, and sea bass are amongst them. Ooh. The ocean is full of great many wonders. Huzzah to that, I say. Interesting. So the female sea clownfish are always older than male clownfish? Man, forget calling forget the whole cougar thing. Why don't we call when an older lady is into a younger guy, why don't we call it being a clownfish? Well, never mind. The second I said it, I was like, no. Mantis shrimp. Think carefully before you mock the mantis shrimp for its diminutive size. I warn you, it's itching for a fight. A pugilist through and through, this brightly hued fellow packs a punch unparalleled on land or sea. Not only are its forelimbs shaped like clubs and scythes, its arms are naturally spring-loaded too. Thus, the mantis shrimp's high-speed blows crack open crab and oyster shells with ease. And should you grab it with your hands, you might discover why it's called the thumb splitter too. Ooh. Gazami crab. Please tell me. The Gazami crab may be better known for its more descriptive name, the Japanese blue crab. It gets its name from the blue tint sometimes found on its shell and legs. Its paddle-like rear legs are what help it swim freely and quickly through the water. Of course, this Gazami crab couldn't swim quickly enough to get away from you. I have to swim faster than that to get away from me. A pearl oyster. Please give me fascinating facts about the pearl oyster. Did you know the famed pearl oyster can live for 40 years and grow up to a foot in size? 'Tis true. Of course, this briny bivalve is best known for its precious gems it grows within. The pearl-making process begins with an irritating grain's access to the pearl-making process begins when an irritating grain's access to the delicate insides of the oyster. The intruder is then covered with layer upon layer of nacre, the same substance used to create its shell. It takes years for a pearl to form, but in the end, the irritant is rendered harmless. If only we all had the power to turn things that annoy us into things of beauty instead. So true, Blathers, so true. We got a lot of new things, so we'll be here for a little while. Sea grapes! Tell me about the sea grapes. I'm curious. Sea grapes are marine algae that look much like their landlocked namesake. That is, they are green pearl-like orbs that cluster tightly along underwater vines. And sea grapes, like regular grapes, are a popular snack food too, albeit of the saltier variety. Fans of the briny delicacy enjoy the way the shiny pearls pop when chewed. Makes one wonder whether sea grape juice might have some appeal. 'Twould leave the drinker with sour grapes, I suppose. I've seen sea grapes before. They're kind of cool. They're a nightmare to walk on. if you see sea grapes and it's in your way of a path, be careful. They are dangerous. Imagine, if you will, a land slug, but one dressed in frilly attire, full of bold colours, stripes and spots. That is the sea slug, a gastropod that locks... Oh, hang on. That is the sea slug, a gastropod that looks ready to walk the red carpet, or perform the beneath at a big top. But these clowns are no laughing matter. Their garish looks and wild patterns warn predators to steer clear of their stinging, toxic taste. Oh no, that was actually important information. Oh well. I missed it! Oh, no, we're not done yet. No! Slate pencil urchin. Please tell me about it. Slate pencil urchins are a type of sea urchin, topped with thick, rounded spines that resemble sticks of chalk. These urchin spines protect them... Okay. These urchins' spines protect them not only from predators, but from violent waves as well. Found in coral reefs, they're usually bright red, brown, or purple in color. For all those bright colors, one would think the slate pencil urchin to be quite deadly. But all those pretty colors, it seems, are just a pretty show. Interesting. So they're not dangerous. They're pointy. They're pointy? They're pointy? I was gonna see pokey and pointy. They're pointy. They're pokey. But not poisonous. Oyster. Like other sea urchins. Oysters are marvelous mollusks, and, in many ways, the social butterflies of the sea. That is, these bivalves tend to live attached to rocks in large groups known as oyster beds. These reef-like structures provide home and habitat for a delightful variety of creatures. Mussels, barnacles, and sea anemones have all been known to set up house. Meanwhile, small fish and crabs hide from predators and even raise their young among the snuggling oysters. With all the hubbub, an oyster bed sounds like the last place one would get some sleep. And there you have it. Fascinating stuff, no? Alright, blah, there's one left. The scallop, and then I don't have to worry about scallops ever again when Pascal shows up. Ah, the scallop. It just goes to show you can't keep a good revolve down. While most members of its family are known for staying put, the scallop is a nimble fellow indeed. When a hungry sea star approaches, the scallop can swim away by clapping... Oh, you would do that to me. When a hungry sea star approaches, the scallop can swim away by clapping its shell together. How does a scallop know when a predator approaches, you ask? Why, it has 200 eyes to see with. It makes one wonder what else the scallop sees with all those eyes. I fear it sees into my very soul. 200 eyes? Where do all these eyes? Where do all these eyes? Where do all these eyes?
What up, gangsters?
Johnny Potatoes, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Big Potato Squad. Took a wrong turn at the microwave. Welcome. Hello. Oh, you're also playing Animal Crossing. Very nice. How was your stream? Welcome in, Raiders. I am Kai. The final Kai. We're just playing Animal Crossing. Oh. I'm just gonna show her what I got on. Surely that's chill. Yeah, perfect. I was gonna say, this is a pretty good everyday fit. Did flower cleanup. Let them get out of hand. That's fair. I need to do a flower cleanup on my main island. Cute. Not for me, but cute. Thank you. This is all custom made. Handmade by myself. Well, not completely handmade. I obviously used Vroid. But all the fancy facial expressions and the design is myself. Okay, thank you! And all my fancy facial expressions. Sounds good. Have a good day at work. Thank you again for the raid, and I hope, yeah, you have a good day at work. Oh, yeah, let's go. High tops are here. Oh, man. All right, time for me to spend way too much cash. Oh, right, she mails it to me later. Like, don't I have a Taylor's ticket now? Buy one of every color. I didn't mean to change. Yeah, break time, welcome back. Yeah! One person goes to work, one person comes back from work. Temporarily. 15 people called asking if the store was open already. Dang. I mean, that makes sense. It is a holiday. Which ones did I just buy? These ones? I need the blue and the tan ones. I didn't want to wear them out. I have a sunburn on my forehead. It hurts so bad. I keep like rubbing my forehead and it hurts. Alright, I think I now have one of every color of these shoes. I'll survive. I'll be fine. I'm surprised my nose isn't burnt. Of all places that I always get a sunburn, it's always my nose. So the fact that it's just my forehead is pretty good. My ears might be a little burnt, I'm not sure. Just because I wasn't able to put sunscreen on them because I had prosthetics on my ear. But they don't hurt, so it should be fine. I think I got all the glue off my ears too now. They're a little goopy, but I think that's more the oil from the remover. And my hair seems okay. I still need to take a shower at some point. I'll probably take one after stream. Yeah, I got one of every color now. Cool. My green one's back on though. Alright, I want to go to... Let me sell all this stuff actually. I'm thinking of going to Paradise Island and progressing that a little bit. Because we need to unlock some stuff on Paradise Island. Oh, I should get that wick thing. I should get that. That would work nicely in this town. Let me grab it. Yeah, oil lamp. Give me an oil lamp. Make that look really good. So, my games that I ordered came in. So, sometime probably this week, we'll play Chocobo GP, and we'll also play Chocobo Mystery Dungeon. Those are the only two games that we got that we could play, like, right now. Why was I going up here? I don't remember. Chocobo GP is basically Mario Kart with Final Fantasy characters. I played a little bit of it yesterday. It's very fun. And the Chocobo Mystery Dungeon is exactly like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but with Final Fantasy characters. You play as a cute little bird. Nox is knocked out. Hi, buddy. I have to set my alarm up. I'm sure my alarm is gonna jump scare me in the morning. I've gone like what, 5 days now without an alarm to wake up to. Just waking up whenever I wake up. So having an alarm clock again is gonna probably spook me. Good morning, Kai. All right, give me on that sales floor. Give me working. And all my alarms back on. There we go. Hooray! Ready for work. We probably have enough time to do a house. I need to unlock the amiibo station so that we can do Nox and Sterling's houses. Well, actually, I could buy the... Nah, it'd be cheaper. Music, pottery... Pottery would be a really good one. Bikes. Baskets. Cozy basket. I've never done this one before. I don't think I have Bertha's card, so we'll do Bertha. Bungalow of cozy baskets. I see picnic basket. This is gonna be a nice house to do. Probably gonna be a lot of rattan furniture. Oh yeah, a nice like autumnal area would be perfect for this. It's time to decorate. Yeah. Sorry, button. Fencing. I like where the fencing is here. I just want to change it to a different fence. Wait. I don't think there's a whole lot I want to change about here. Actually, no. Pagoda. Pagoda. There's like no space to put this. That works. Suppose I could just put it here. Can't do pathways yet, but I'll eventually come back to all these older houses and make them nicer. Shopping basket? Basketball? You know what? You're so right. How foolish of me to think otherwise about baskets. I did call it for Bratan furniture, but I didn't expect basketball and shopping baskets. That one got me. And then the basket weave on the apple pie. All right, game. I'm gonna put this over here, and the picnic basket can go here in this corner. I really like the look of this corner right now. Nice picnic set up. Ooh, do I have cushion? Cushion, cushion, cushion. Perfect. There we go. That'd be good. And I'm gonna look at this house and see what we can do about it. Ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. I think that's good enough. And we'll do a wildflower wreath. And then that seems all right for now. Oh wait, I forgot. There's a detail outside that I want to do. I want it in this corner up here, a clothesline. That was the whole reason I put that basket there. If I have access to one? I don't think I have the ability to use my own cataloged stuff yet. I don't have one yet. Okay. Another update. Another thing I'll have to do when another thing I'll have to do when I get access to more stuff. All right. What we have? Basket, basket, basket. Okay. This and this are already outside. Although another one of those baskets wouldn't be a terrible idea. Let's get some rattan furniture going. Low table is the only real table. Let's see here. That there. No. That over here instead. Then this can go here. This can go over here. We'll set this here. Blurb can go here. This stool can go here.
And then we could put another low table right here, or another end table, sorry. Monstera. In this corner. Add some color. Apple pie. Over here. And a veggie basket next to the fruits. Like so. Oh, I didn't set up a table. Oh, perfect. I have this table lamp. Perfect. Kind of like so. And then lattice wall for sure. And oh, there's a rattan flooring. That doesn't work well with the lattice wall. That looks better. Okay. And then we can do vine rug. Oh, that looks so cool. Right, vine rug there for sure. White pumpkins and DIYs. I don't have any of that. I also am in the midst of decoring. This needs to move somewhere else now. I'm gonna put it over here. I usually like doing pet beds like at the foot of the bed because it's cute. Not there. Can I? No, can't put that on the wall. Noted. Okay. Need some wall decor. Walls are a little bland right now. That's too much yellow on the wall. Alright, and then I can do a hanging terrarium right over here. And we can put Bertha's photo over here. And give it a natural wood frame is fine. Tree branch wreath. Well, that tree branch wreath was on the list of things because I was debating it for the door. Coconut wall planter. Over here. And I don't really want the vine garland. I was debating it, but not for this house. I need some sort of radio player. I like including radio players in houses. The small one. This one will work. Let me grab an extra stool. Know what I'm doing? Because I could put it right here, and that would be a decent enough spot. Do this. And we'll just put that there. Perfect. Very precarious.
think that's it for this house for right now. That wall feels like it used a little more decor though. Let's do this. Wall mounted. Ooh, pendulum clock. Perfect. Yeah. What else can I put up? Check to see if there's anything else before I, call it. I think that's good enough. A little floral swag right here. Me adding witchy vibes to like every house I make. Perfect. Cool. Easiest house I've ever done. Yada! Let's go! There we go. Alright, just take the first picture. Take the first picture and walk away. Mission accomplished. I need a drink. I'll go get that after this. Things just start being like, hey, here's your money. Oh, and Nico let me know he'd like to talk to you. And now's as good a time as any for a break. Why don't you go chat with him? Alright, we'll do that when I get right back. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. So the morning of the second day, I burnt my mouth off of the breakfast. So the roof of my mouth is very sore. Thankfully my tongue's fine, but yeah, the roof of my mouth is just utterly decimated. It's so bad. Oh, dryer sheets. I did laundry before I left, and the load of laundry I did last, I couldn't find the dryer sheets. I was like, eh, they'll show up eventually, I'm sure. I found them. Alright, Nico wanted to talk. Yo! Looking for a boat ride? Hmm? Lottie sent you to talk to me. What could that be about? Oh, right! I'm glad she remembered. I did have something else to talk to you about. Check out this bottle. I was just walking along the beach and then boom, free bottle. You never know what the islands are gonna give you. Anyways, it's something inside that I've never seen before. I've been trying to figure out what it is. Hey, you're a world-wise traveler. Maybe you can help. Here it is. Any ideas? Oh sure, that's... Oh, really? A recipe for DIY crafting? I've heard of that before. I mean, I enjoy building and working with my hands and stuff, so I know about DIY. Just never seen a recipe. Well, mystery solved. Thanks to you, Kai. Here, you can have the recipe. Thanks for the knowledge. I'm so glad you finally put 2 and 2 together for me. I've heard a lot about DIY recipes from tourists. Huh. Maybe I should be a tourist one day. Get away from the island for a little bit. Enough daydreaming. Tell Lottie thanks for the reminder. You got it. Ow. Anytime I eat something and it hits the roof of my mouth, it hurts. Oh, you had a chat about DIY. I knew Nico likes to build things, but I didn't know what... No, you do too. Hey, Wardle. Remember when we ordered that workbench? When is it supposed to arrive? Soon. Great! Thank you. I thought it might be handy to have a workbench around here, so I asked Wardle to order one. Sorry. We'll place it upstairs when it arrives. Please feel free to use it for any of your own DIY projects anytime. Alrighty, if you're ready to get back to work, please let me know. Alright. Ow. I really messed up the roof of my mouth. Yeah, I don't think polysporin would be the greatest idea. One of the rivers. This one looks good. It's clay. To be fair, I keep eating like harder stuff, like cookies and stuff. So it's a hard material to keep. Maybe I just need to eat soft foods. Oatmeal for the rest of my life. Let's start by making this a house for clay pottery studio. That looks good. I do, but breakfast was so good. It was so good, though. It sucks that the roof of my mouth is all burnt and sore and hurts, but it was good food. It was so good. It could have just been that I was really hungry that morning, but it was good. Sure, I'll use this. Ooh, a smoker for outside. Yeah, nice. Can I not use tools to decorate yet? Oh, that's kind of lame. And hammock. Oh, you can do decorated cedar trees? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Oops. I keep pressing the wrong button. There we go. I'm just gonna pull this closer, like here, and then I'll just decorate this space with trees and stuff. Okay, never mind then. Excuse me, there we go. Oh, that cedar tree kind of hides the whole log and everything back there. Alrighty, what we got going on here? Fence. I'm gonna change the color of this immediately. Oh, cute! Oh, I've never messed with this before. It's like a Quagsire. That's cute. Oh, that's so cute. So you can choose the color of the clay too. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, that's adorable. I've never messed with the pottery stuff before. This is actually like a new experience. Not really a pottery wheel now, is there? Project table. Vintage dresser, vintage table. Tension pole rack. Ironwood bench. Utility sink. Floor light. Retro stereo. Alright, let's start with that. That's all the big furniture. I love that it's using the city folk music. This. That in the corner as much as possible. So that we can do something like... actually, I don't want that wedged in the corner as much as possible. I'll do that. I want to put this in the corner. Excuse me. Actually, no. Put this here, and then this can go over here. So, and then we need to change flooring and whatnot. I just don't really like this floor. What else do we have for floors? Maybe something a little better. This is better. This is better. There we go. That's what I was kind of looking for. Just something darker. And I can kind of throw some rugs around. Really kind of accent the place. Very nice. This is basically just a makerspace. Be filled with all sorts of interesting looking pieces. Ventilation fan. Because you gotta have a ventilation fan if you're gonna be doing pottery. We need a photo of Billy somewhere. I think I'll put here. And this needs to go somewhere else. Right here is perfect. I'm gonna scoot this into here. That might be enough space between. Yeah, that's perfect amount of space between. There's some pieces of furniture that have enough of a gap from the wall that you can place that broom and dustpan set right behind it, and it still looks perfectly fine because it's a it's a big plate. I didn't expect that to be that big. I don't want it to be that big either. But yeah, there's some of them that are like small enough that you can stick it between the piece of furniture, and it won't be an issue. The unfinished, unglazed dishes. Oh, I can do this, and then I can change this to be this. Now they match. And then I can do like a newspaper pile, like here. And we could do a Yep. I'll figure it out. Hang on. Porcelain vase. That is a large porcelain vase. I'm gonna stick it here. It did say it was a makerspace. I didn't say it was a well-organized makerspace. Nail art set. I mean, I guess if you like. No, there's no way around that. That is a nail art set. There's nothing you can do to make it not look like a nail art set. anything I can on this table now? There we go. Floorboards are facing the wrong way. There we go. Alright. Another easy house. Snap my photo and get out of there. I don't know how many that is now. I think that's 4? Welcome back, Kai. You've been working so hard lately. In fact, I'd have to call you a promising designer. I think you'll continue to discover more about yourself, what you enjoy, and how to apply it to your work. I'm excited to watch you grow. You might have noticed it's a bit more than before. I'd like to raise folks' pay based off their effort. And I've never known anyone to disagree with a bigger payday. Man, I wish. By the way, our selection of work clothes has become updated, so check out the locker if you can. Changing your work clothes can be refreshing, so pick something that suits your mood. Okay, but I need to be in my work clothes to do that. Remember when we looked at that empty facility together? Thank you for the follow. That username. It's an interesting username. Well, we got the necessary permits to turn it into a school. That's great news. It is. I was very impressed with the permitting process. It was much quicker than I expected. This is an important moment in the history of paradise planning, our very first facility. That's why I need your help putting it together. Let's head over there, shall we? Wait, no, I don't want to do it right now. I just wanted to change my outfit. And here we are. Not that we had far to go. Now, I think we should start by freshening up the exterior. We could really use some personality. I'd like you to do your best for now. If you don't like it something, you can always change it later. Okay. I didn't want to be doing this right now. Is this okay for the exterior? Yes. Great. It looks wonderful. With that taken care of, let's head inside. It needs a lot of work in here too. I'm so glad you're helping out with this. The first things first. The school needs chairs and desks, right? Although a room of this size would start feeling pretty cramped if we bring too much furniture. I know just the thing. A technique to adjust the size of the room. An old trick of the trade. So if a room feels too large or too small for your vision, Just press down to switch decorating mode. From there, press right to begin adjusting the size of the room. Got all that? It's easier done than said. Let me know when it's ready for me to take a look, okay? Furnishing facilities. While working on facilities, note the minimum amount of each furniture type you'll need to place. Okay. Room settings. I'm gonna do an 8x10. Alright, what do we have for wallpaper options? Perfect. Perfect. Look at that. That's better, actually. I like that one more. I have an accent wall that is similar to... I don't know if I have accent wall that would work here. If I had that in black, that'd be cool. I don't think I can do an accent wall. Good luck. Bye. I'll talk to you later. Hmm. Hey, where are the school chairs? I'm gonna kind of like do a little basic setup here. It seems a little close to the front. Just push it back like maybe a little bit. That. Like so. Your desk. Your mat much everything else. Here's chair. Make it kind of work with the rest of the vibe. I want a... Is there a stack of papers? Did I get stack of papers for this? I don't... Excuse me, I don't see a stack of papers. It's kind of a problem. I want... this menu. I want apple. On teacher desk. I want... miscellaneous. See if stack of papers is in here. Big homework set, because I'll need that. Random open book. I'll use that. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? No. Monster cage? Or... Alright, this open book is gonna go here. This homework set is gonna go here. School pet, class pet. I'm gonna get a... basic teacher's desk. That's good. Take it this way. Change it color, and then stick the hamster on top. So, and then we have the requirements. So everything after is free game. Oh, isn't there like a cubby? Like a shoe cubby idea? Shoe locker, school locker. Like a tiny little school locker, yeah. Can I make this look better and more in sync with the rest of the place? Not really. That's the closest we're gonna get. Lab experiment set. Whoa, that's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. Study poster would be nice if I had an accent wall that didn't have windows. What else? What else? What else? Let's do... Let me grab another teacher's desk. And then also change that so that I can put this on top. Oh, goodness me. Alright, so I'm gonna do... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with... Where is it? Down here somewhere. Put the globe on the teacher's desk. Make it look really cool. And then... we'll put the... glass and tubes up. That doesn't seem right for spacing. I'm gonna put these ones here. Oh, this seems way better. Okay, and then put these ones here. Gotcha. That's much better. Alright. Alright, and then... exit sign. Perfect. Yeah, with the walls I chose, I can't really do much for wall decoration, but that's okay. It makes it feel a lot more open. Alright, I think that's it for this school for now. I like this. This looks good. I just don't have a lot to decorate with. Finished. Who can we invite to work here? We can always change the staff later, but who would you hire right now? The teacher will be... Bertha. Okay, I'll call our new teacher. Wait, before you do this, we need to give our new school a name. If you have any ideas, I want to hear them. Or if you don't, right now, that's okay. We can name it later. Not right now. Got it. Feel free to let me know later, when we're at the office. Oof. Bad photo. That's a good one. Right there. Hooray! We got that done. Well, I called everyone. Once I got our teacher in here, it seemed like we needed some students too. And now everyone is learning thanks to you. Oh, we should take a photo of our design for a portfolio. And after that, another one outside, just to celebrate the occasion. What's up? Nothing. And this one. Yes. Let's take that photo. Great, let's go outside. And now, we're here to take a celebratory photo of the school. Thank you very much. The island is a little more beautiful today, thanks to this school. And thanks to Kai. I can't wait to see what the future holds for its students and teachers. We should also hear some words from the one who was in charge of this school's project. What have you got to say to us on this great day, Kai? I'm saying some words! Thank you. And last but not least, let's take that celebratory photo. Take another one, please. Perfect. I agree. I think it's perfect too. I'll do it. Take care, everyone. You know, I think we did a great job. I went to take a peek inside. What a good-looking school. It's so nice. I bet I'd do well even in my worst subjects. Cordell was impressed with how polished everything looked too. I agree. Our school is top-notch, thanks to Kai's work. Who said you can't learn anything in paradise? I heard that Lottie taught you her little trick about resizing rooms. That means... Whoa! What is it, Nico? I just come up with a brilliant idea. But I'm going to keep it to myself for now. What? That's not fair. Promise you'll tell us soon, alright? Anyways, moving on. That was a very large job. And you'll be paid approximately. Appropriately. Here's 25,000 Poki for all your hard work. I have grand plans, so I'm sure I'll need your help with another facility in the future. If we keep growing the client base, I just know we'll get the permits we need. Anything is possible. Oh, by the way, let me know if you ever want to freshen up the school with a remodel. And, because it needs saying one more time, thank you for all your help. I'm finished. Alright. Excuse me. That was the wrong button. That was the wrong button. Nuclear power plant. No such things here, officer. So, I think that's it for today. Yeah, someone's just having some troubles in the tavern. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. Um, Tomorrow, will either be Chocobo Mystery Dungeon or Chocobo GP. I'm not sure which yet. Probably Mystery Dungeon just to continue like slowly warming ourselves back up to stuff, and then we'll do Mystery Dun or Chocobo GP as like a high pace thing. Because we got what today? So Wednesday. So yeah, okay. So here's what we'll do. Exactly. Tomorrow we'll do Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. On Thursday we will do Chocobo GP, and then Friday we are back with Final Fantasy V. Yeah. Final Fantasy. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I was letting the roof of my mouth soak. Feels sore. I wanted to soak it in cold liquid so that it wouldn't hurt as bad. But anywho, that's all for stream today. Of course, if I remember anything from my LARP adventures, I will let you all know. I'll probably remember like different things the more I'm like perusing photos and everything. Coffee! Make that coffee. I have to try and go to sleep so that I can wake up for work. We'll see how that goes. I will go EP. Oh, I will say, after going to the LARP, I have a lot of really good ideas for, I have a lot of really good ideas for our island. So I'm gonna probably pull some ideas from the LARP space to decorate our Animal Crossing island when we get to that point. Alrighty, well, that's everything for today. Thank you for joining. I'm happy to be back. So from here on out, we're gonna be back to normal stream schedule for the time being. I might have to cancel a few streams over the weekend just to get some stuff done because I'll be moving. I'll be starting the process of moving next month, which the next month starts literally tomorrow. So we'll see what things look like. But anywho, thank y'all for joining. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go because I don't know I yapped about everything already. I don't have anything left to yap about, so I don't know what to yap about. Because usually the time I yap. But I thank you all for being here and joining. Um, as always, if you haven't done so already, I highly recommend hitting the good old follow button, as it does help out the channel a whole bunch, and also helps you keep notified on when I go live next. If you wish to as well, you can subscribe. It lets you be able to watch our streams without any ads. You get access to our lovely emotes, and you can also watch the VODs for streams immediately after the stream's over, and you don't have to wait for a while. If you are looking to watch more content from us, and if you're new here and are wondering what all we get up to on this channel, you can check out the VODs channel over on YouTube, which is found below, or by typing !VODs in chat. We have all sorts of things like Final Fantasy, Super Mario, pretty much anything you could think of, it's over there. The entirety of Final Fantasy IV playthrough is now over there for those who have been wondering. And as a quick reminder, any of our VODs go up onto that YouTube channel 5 days after the initial day of the stream. So everything that was streamed before I left for vacation should be up there now. And then that'll start getting more stuff added, of course, now that I'm streaming again. Lastly, be sure to check out the Discord server, which can also be found below, or by typing !Discord in chat. Over there, you can chat with our delightful community outside of streams, as well as find other amazing Twitch streamers. And also, it is the best place right now to get updates on if I have to cancel streams or anything. That's fair. We'll be doing a Monster Hunter stream sometime soon, because I still need to do the Omega fight. I tried doing it yesterday, and it went so terribly. It went so bad. I want my Chocobo. I'm gonna have to do Savage Omega too, which is gonna be a nightmare. But anywho, I'm gonna head out for today. And thank you all so very much for joining. I appreciate you all. Yeah, they really don't know how to play roles. Playing tank or healer and stuff like that just doesn't hand itself to Monster or yeah, Monster Hunter. Yeah, I immediately like jumped in with the Omega fight, so I should have expected being bad at it. I just didn't expect them to make it such a difficult fight. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head out. I would like to thank you all so much for joining. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you all very much. I hope you all have a splendid remainder of your nights or days or whatever time zones you may be in. Have safe adventures, my dear travelers. And I hope to see you all again here at the tavern very soon. Alright. Bye, everyone.